I'm taking.
Good evening, Geek Nation. We got Chad's kids screaming in the background. I'm George, and this is That Geek Show, the show where we talk about the latest and greatest from the world of collecting, movies, video game, TV, and tech. And this is the Friday night hangout. So welcome. I hope everybody's got their drinks in hand. I hope everybody had a good week. With me, as always, breaking everything down is my man, the Messiah of Friday nights. What is up, Seth? How you doing, man?
What's poppin', everybody? It is me, your Messiah of Friday nights, your 1/6 scale overlord, your sole proprietor of the Hot Toy Lounge.
I don't know how he thinks of this shit.
Because listen, I just wake up in the morning and I piss excellence.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's what it is.
The statue stallion is all relaxed on his couch. What's up there, Junior?
What's up, my peoples? Another Friday with you guys. You know, just kicking it this time, just relaxing and enjoying the show.
All right. As you guys saw, Chad was briefly in the chat for a little bit, so he may be back. So we'll see him. The statue fanatic, Calvin, is not going to be with us tonight. He is at a party, so I hope he's having a good time. But we do have a special guest up in here. We got my man Ron, also known as the Mad Collector or sentritmc, which is his channel. What is up, dude? How you doing, man?
What is going on, guys? MC family, thank you guys very much for having me on the show. I've been a long time fan of the show and the channel, so pumped to be here.
Man, glad to have you here, man. I checked out some of your videos, bro. They're pretty dope.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So for you guys in the chat, make sure you check out the description below. I got a link to his channel in there. It's sentritmc. You can click on it, subscribe to his channel. It's fun, man. He does a lot of statue hunts. He has, figure hunts. He does do statues as well. He pretty much collects everything, kind of like me. He's like an in-between Seth and me, you know? But, it's good. It's good stuff.
It's a collecting sandwich.
It's a collecting sandwich. Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, this is the 69th episode, by the way, guys. So.
I'm sorry. 69.
Perfect.
All right, so before we get into all this stuff, Seth, it's roll call time, man. Do it.
We got 48 people watching right now. 18 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. To that 1 thumbs down, please go fuck yourself. We've got in the chat. We've got, let's see, I've got to scroll all the way to the top. Jesus, because people won't stop chatting. We've got Big D, Portal Master Dusty, Punisher XS. We got Edwin Diaz. We got my man, Humpty, with 2 M's. If you're looking for used Toys R Us gift cards, Humpty.com.
Humpty.
King Benny, Jason Mirnoff, MLC SM. Greetings from Austria. What's up, man? What is going down in Austria? We got the Troll Patrol screaming hot toys. We've got the Nightmare 22. We've got Pinche Baracho. We've got Thornton Applebottom. We got Richard Melendez. Richard Melendez is in the chat. I've got to take a second to address something with Richard real fast. So Richard, I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot, bro.
No,
your girlfriend messaged me last week, and I was waiting for you to come on last week's Geek Show, and it didn't happen. Bro, how do you leave a chase behind?
Uh-oh.
Richard, come on, man. Even though I'm not collecting Funko at the moment right now, that doesn't mean you don't leave a chase behind. Come on, man. And you can thank your girlfriend for that one. She asked me to do that. So we got King Dingaling, the greatest name in YouTube. We got Franky Ortiz. We got Rob Swolo. We got Roman Helmet. That's an interesting name. We got Alan Kiefer. We got Gabriel Gutierrez. We got Tallman 80. We got Bob Great. Let's see. We got the Badger. We got Miami Nemesis. We got Abraham Martinez. We got my boy, the OGest of geeks, the producer, the director, the screenwriter. Growing Up Sucks. The man of many monikers, more monikers than me, OG Geek. We got Roger. We got, who else we got? We got Carlos. We got Ride Every Day. We got Mystery Boxer. We got Christopher. We got Statue Collecting. We got Big Bad Mike. He's big, he's bad, and he's Mike. What up? So, guys, I think we're squared away right now. Let's get episode 69 on the road.
What I was just thinking,
What's
They
up?
should make a statue of me on my throne like this.
Yeah. It'd be a diorama with all the statues behind you.
Put diorama in the back, right?
You gotta have a statue behind you, bro.
JR on the throne.
But yo, but with a name like the Statue Stallion, bro, you gotta be like on a horse or some shit, bro.
Yeah, you gotta do something like where he's on the horse and he's like this with his arms.
Yeah.
Like, posed like
I got that too, like.
With all my statues in the back on a wagon, right?
we were actually joking before the show went live. Junior actually had his pillow covering his nether region, and it looked like he had his hand behind the pillow. So he was like jerking it to his statue room. He's like, "Oh, this is the greatest statue room ever." Oh yeah.
He's all relaxed.
I'm relaxing. I ain't chilling. I ain't laying
Shit,
back.
I'd be
I'm actually tired. And I just texted George. I'm like, you know what? I come on and hang out with you guys. But I was like, I had a hard day at work. I'm just chilling, laying back, and enjoying the show with you guys.
That's what's up, man.
I would be relaxed too if I just rubbed one out.
You're just jealous because you wanted to do it for me.
Oh,
Never heard of that
stranger for real.
Well, no, never heard of
Oh,
that's
shit
right.
went so fast already.
You never heard of the Dutch rudder? You never Dutch ruddered somebody before?
The things I learned
I don't know. Show me how to do that.
Man, the things I learned from Seth, bro. Crazy. So, Ron, dude, how are you, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm chilling. How are you guys?
I'm good, man. You know, it's Friday. I'm glad this week's over. This week's been hell, and I'm going on vacation, so I'm really good.
Oh, nice. Good shit. That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
So, dude, man, where does it start for you, bro? What got you into collecting?
Oh man, pretty sure I had collector's blood out of the womb. I think. I mean, even as a kid, I used to display all my toys more than I played with them. You know, it's like I had Legos, Marvel. I mean, growing up in 80s baby, 90s kid. So trading cards, sports cards, Marvel Universe Series 1. Still to this day, my favorite Marvel card series.
Yeah,
All the old school Toy Biz Batman, original TMNT, all the retro stuff that's in now, which has got my Amex on fucking fire. All of those things. Like I never really played with those toys. I would set them up. I didn't want to like groom them. My friends would come over. Like I remember one day, I built like this little mock Lego hospital. My buddy comes over and we're sitting down in my basement and he's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And he goes and takes some minifigures. He's like, "Oh, and now a typhoon comes in and fucking wipes the whole thing out." I'm like, "Dude, it took me like 3 days to get this exactly perfect." And I was like 12 years old. So I've always been crazy with, I've always had that collector's mentality, I think. But so from way back when, all the way up and through, up to now, I'm 37 years old. And I started getting into Funko around 2015, 2016. I really wanted to get into statues at that time, but I didn't think I had the space to do what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out I just needed to put in a little more effort where I was living at the time to really figure that out. But my first ever statue was a Bowen Wolverine, a Trimp-inspired Wolverine statue, the one where he's like lunging off the cliff.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
And then my first sideshow statue was the Hulk and Wolverine maquette that I pre-ordered when that came out that summer. That was my first sideshow statue. So I had those.
Wow, mine's too, bro.
Oh yeah, really? Oh yeah, that's right.
The Wolverine and Hulk.
Yeah, that's what started it all for me. And I'm like,
Me too.
it was amazing. And so I had those things, and I had a couple of other Bowens, and I used to have some of the mini busts that I wound up displaying with Pops, but and Pops weren't really on my radar. And I was over at my buddy's house one day, and I saw the Logan on bike, and for whatever reason, that just like got me into Funko.
Okay.
And I started collecting Funko, but I was like, what I wound up doing was I was like chasing all the OG Grail stuff, Marvel. I was collecting Marvel, and I wasn't one of those guys that had like 400, 500, 600 Pops. Like I would just go after like OG Marvel Grails. I won a lot in raffles. The raffle gods were very helpful. And I won a Red Skull. I won a lot of original Motu, the SDCC TMNT metallic turtles. I won a lot of stuff. I was lucky with raffles and Pop. But between that and buying like metallic Ghost Rider, I'm spending money that I could spend on like a premium format statue. Like, so for me, I was just like, what am I doing? You know? So a couple of years into and also with Funko too, like I feel like for me, like I like part of what I like about collecting is the exclusivity of a collectible. I do like that. I like that, you know, there's under 1,000 of something. And Funko used to do that. And I felt like they catered more to the collector when they weren't as popular. And that's just how things go. But it's like, I wish they would just mix in. And even at the time, like, can you mix in like a, you know, sub 1,000 piece, or like maybe make one 350 piece with your exclusive 7,000 piece other stuff. So for me, like that sort of, it got stale, you know, for me. And then I just, and I always had action figures, but once I feel like the action figure market, all of it's oversaturated in my point, you know, from my point of view at this point, you know, statue market, figure market.
Oh, yeah.
Figure market, I feel like was really starting to boom a couple of years ago, really start. Marvel Legends like up their game big time.
Mm-hmm.
You started to see different molds, which you didn't really see, I think, with older figures. They would just use that one standard mold a lot. But Marvel Legends kind of upped their game. The retro game is booming. And I was just having fun. I started slowly jumping into figures more. Mm-hmm. I just like taking them out of the box and making dioramas, and I had fun with that, as opposed to like being stressed out checking for box damage, because I'm really OCD. So if I'm checking a Funko box, I am checking every little thing. You ask any one of my friends, I am nuts when it comes to that stuff. So I just got to a point where, you know, it's like, even to this day, like I appreciate Funko. I follow so many Funko channels just because I like to see what everyone's doing and what, you know, what everyone's up to. I like what people, you know, do with what they're interested in. I film a lot of Funko stuff too. I just don't collect it anymore. So I do think they have come out with, they have some cool lines though out now, like Marvel Zombies line, I think is really cool. Some of their X-Men line, the old school one, I think is awesome. The Blacklight wave is cool. Yeah, they have some cool stuff, but you know, for me, I'm just got away from that and I jumped full force into statues. I completely redid my second bedroom in my apartment at the time, and just jumped into statues and action figures, and that's, you know, where I am now.
So, you have a room tour?
Marcos, I'm just hanging out, man. What? Can you hear me, George?
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm not asleep, Marcos. I'm just laid back, bro.
Ron, do you have a room tour?
Oh yeah, you want to see it?
No, I mean, yeah, if you could want to bring us around, sure. I mean, do you have one that's already pre-recorded?
So one of the reasons I started this channel, I did, which was, I don't know, at this point, like 4 or 5 months ago, right, was my girlfriend and I just purchased a home. So we did that. We moved in. We did that the end of last year, 2019. We moved in the first thing in January, started some renovations, and then COVID hit. The plan was where I am now, which I call in my videos Boxville. I don't know if you guys can see Boxville. So that's only part of it. There's stuff upstairs too. She's an angel. We're dealing with that right now. But down here, you know, the plan was to renovate. It's a 1,700 square foot basement. I'm going to use most of that and close it off for my man cave. But nice. COVID hit, kind of delayed some stuff. But I thought at the time, back in like March or so, I was like, you know what? And you don't get to see it often too. So a big reason why I started it then was I wanted everyone to see, like, you know, my channel start from one point and just like and evolve. Right. You know, so I'm going to introduce myself, give you guys what I have now, and you can see the evolution of the channel. And also I can document my progress with the man cave and everything that I have going on. I thought that would be cool content. And I mean, you saw all this, you know, the shit behind me. There are things now that I can do anyway in the meantime, you know, to connect with the community. So that's what I'm trying to do. So right now you're seeing a lot of toys, you're seeing a lot of toy hunts and hauls, but I'm just as big of a statue collector, you know, as I am a toy collector, but I don't have the setup. So all those statues are boxed up right now. So that was a big reason why I started it when I did back in March. And, you know, that, and, you know, watching guys like you guys and all these other, you know, Lou statue collector, rest in peace, all those, like I've been following all of these guys for a really long time. Gem Mint, my buddy, Matt Collections, Rad Titan, all of these guys from the statue community. Northern Monkey, it's like there are a lot of guys that I've been following for a long time. And then as far as toys go, I've told Seth this and other guys this too, and OG. I watch MCE and a couple of other channels more than I watch Netflix. So you just ask my girlfriend that. But, so it's like that combination of the two really inspired me to start a channel. See these guys running around. Seth and OG running around. I'm like, I do the same sort of stuff. And it was like, you know what? Instead of me going back into my car after I get out of Target and talking to myself, it would be less demented maybe if I filmed it and shared it with the community, because that's what I kind of want to do. It was like the next natural step, I feel like, in my collection journey is to, connect with the community and jump on the interwebs and connect with you guys. And that's what I'm doing now. So which is why it's awesome to be on the show. I've seen Junior unbox 1,000 statues.
For real.
The toy hunt. I've been watching you guys since you've been doing the pop offs and the Hebrew Hammer over here when he was the Hebrew Hammer back in the day.
Oh, bring it back.
That's hilarious.
Old memories.
Yeah. The funny thing with the Hebrew Hammer is that we were playing this game. Was it DC Universe?
Yeah, we were playing DC
Universe. That's what it was. So then Seth comes up with the name, the Hebrew Hammer, and we back. Have you ever played that video game? Do you play video games?
I do.
Okay. So in DC Universe, it's a MMO, and you can create your own superhero, and you make your character the way you want to look. So Seth had this Hebrew Hammer thing, right? So I'm like, dude, you got to have a hammer, and it's got to be like a blue and the Jew star on the thing. The whole thing's got to be like that, right? So we're trying to design the suit for him and everything. He comes in there with the battle with the big hammer and everything. Every time we'd be laughing our ass off.
We're calling the hammer.
EverQuest Diablo. I'm an action RPG.
Okay.
MMO RPG, like dark fantasy, medieval fantasy kind of. As you can.
Dude, I love Diablo. Diablo's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude, I grew up with Diablo. Diablo 2 took a lot of my years, and so did EverQuest. And then even Diablo 3, I was playing that up until a year and a half ago. So Diablo 4 will probably be out by the time I'm dead. But
YouTube videos and hunting really cut into the game time.
Well, that's the thing. Like for me now, I'm not gaming right now because it's like I'm hunting. I'm spending money on statues. I'm doing the collecting thing like full force, which is what I want to do. And there's definitely no room for anything else right now for me.
So having a blank canvas like that with your cave downstairs, that's got to be exciting, man. Do you have an idea of what you want to do? Like, do you have like a plan?
I do. I actually some of my very first videos I started mapping it. I showed you like the chaos from my apartment and everything boxed up, ready to move. Luckily, I moved down the street. Just happened to be that we found a house like 2 minutes from the apartment we were living in. So that definitely helped because I was able to move all my own stuff because I don't trust anybody and I don't want anyone touching my stuff. So I'm going to take my own car and I'm going to make 10 million trips myself and just to have the peace of mind that I did it and not some dude that doesn't give a shit.
Yes.
But yeah, I do. I have it's hard to see here, but you can see in a couple of my videos where I'm gonna box it off. It's a big space. Like I said, it's close to 2,000 square feet down here, but I'm not going to use all of it for statues. I want to close it in, so I'm going to have doors coming into a space that covers maybe 50% of what I'm doing, and half the room's going to be statues, half the room's going to be toys. And I'm gonna have a TV and a couch and chilling like Junior with the Batman pillow and all that. So
yeah, that's dope, man. That's really cool.
So that's the plan right now. We're in the I call it the Bates fruit cellar. Okay, so,
but let me tell you,
we need a basement, Seth. That's what we need.
The only thing I'm telling the movers, pick up my sofa and don't touch nothing else.
It's like
I'm packing my own statues and I'm moving them myself.
Yeah. No.
George?
I said, Seth, we need a basement. That's the problem.
Yeah, we fucking need it. We need a basement. Listen, I gotta just say something real fast. Bro, I watched the beginning. I made it about halfway through your last video. You fucking literally had me dying about 5 seconds into the video. Yeah, when we're like, yo, bro, we're searching for ass today. And then you had the thing come up. A lot of a lot, all sorts of shit. Like it was like
you need the bouncing ball on that when you do that. Yeah.
You know what's funny about you being in the YouTube universe now, being a YouTuber and not just a fan and a watcher and all that, but I've become so much more self-aware. And I would like to say I'm a pretty self-aware person to begin with, but doing this now and having to watch myself speak and do things and whatever, I'm just like, man, I say a lot of really stupid shit. But
welcome to the club.
Decent intros, I guess. I'm just like, oh, I'm going to use that. I think that kind of works. So it's just funny. Like you don't realize, because if you see these videos, it's not like I'm not manufacturing. It's just I'm taking a snippet out of some rant of mine and just putting it before I start the video. So I don't know. It's been a very interesting process. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and that's why I'm doing it. So
that's cool, man. Who's your favorite genre? Or do you have a particular favorite genre, or like you like to collect, or whatever?
It's a very close call, but it's like 1A, 1B between Marvel and sci-fi fantasy. So, and you'll see that eventually when you see my statue collection. I think especially because that'll really be broken down between Marvel. So X-Men, Cosmic Verse, street level Marvel is what you're going to see from the Marvel side of statues, and then the other side, I jumped into the Prime One Lord of the Rings line. I think amazing. I think I told you about that, George, too. I was like, I ordered that Balrog.
Make sure you hold on to it, because if not, it's gonna get away from you.
Seth hates on that shit, man, and it's he hates on anything that's dark or that's fantasy like that. You really gotta tie him down to a fucking chair to make him watch it.
Listen,
but he hasn't even seen it, and just because it has a sword or whatever, I hate that fucking shit.
Why? There is only one return, and that's of the Jedi.
I agree with that, but I like Lord of the Rings, but still,
So I'm kind of with you with the Game of Thrones thing. I was so late to Game of Thrones, but not because of the genre. I just felt like it was it was just I don't know. It was I loved it. It was fine, but I just wasn't into it like I think everybody else was. For me, something like Lord of the Rings or something like, old school campy sci-fi movies, that's kind of where I'm at. Or like Hercules from back in the 90s, the Kevin Sorbo, Sam Raimi, that sort of, I don't know. But yeah, so you're going to see that. I have some Berserk statues too. I'm not a huge anime guy, but that's like dark fantasy. That's OG anime right there. So I have some Berserk statues as well. So you're going to see a lot of that, but toys, you'll see a lot of the same thing too, a lot of Marvel, but I have a mix of like modern and vintage stuff. I collect a lot of vintage toys too. So it's going to be fun putting it all together. Yeah. A lot of wrestling toys, again, mostly all vintage. I don't collect the new stuff. I collect some of the new WWE retros, which are modeled after the old school Hasbro toys, wrestling toys from back in the day. I collect those. And the crossover, the Motu WWE, the Masters of the WWE Universe.
Okay.
That crossover line, I actually like that a lot. So I collect that for the modern day wrestling toys, but everything else is, Hasbro, LJN. You guys have so many cool friggin' shops down there.
Where are you located?
I literally filmed all of the super stuff by me.
In New York, bro. You got mad cool shit in New York.
No, it's not what you think. You guys are like, bits and buttons out of nowhere. I'm in the universe. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, we do. But hey, man, I find some of these places, like I was in, where was I? I was in Houston, Texas, and near an area called the Woodlands, right? So this was like just before I started the MC channel. And then I did a search on comic stores in the area. And I find this hole-in-the-wall vintage toy store. And I mean, it's a big freaking toy store. It was like, it was almost the size of Tate's. That's how big this place was. It was a very, very big store. And it had nothing but old stuff in this place. And it was in the middle of the fucking woods. It's like you're driving over there, and I'm thinking, I'm going to get raped before I get there. So, I get in and I open the door, and, it's like cobwebs on the door. And this woman, who's older than life itself, she's like, welcome to the store, And,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
So,
we don't have that many. actually one of Sergeant Funko's older videos that I happened to run into. I messaged him maybe a month or so ago. I was like, dude, I just saw an old video of yours that I never saw before of him at a hobby shop around here, Undiscovered Realm. They also host cons and stuff here too. That's one of the bigger, and it's like mostly Funko based. One of my first hunt video ever, I filmed in there. It was right before COVID hit. And it's a huge Funko shop, but it's like Funko and NECA. And now they're jumping in on the action figure stuff as well.
Was that the store that you said that like had the carpet stains everywhere?
That is Toy Wiz.
Okay.
They did away with that.
He's like, I never walked into a store before that I've seen so many stains on the carpet.
It's just, you can't be a hobby shop if you don't have weird stains on the carpet. I don't feel at home. And now I went back and filmed a new video. They redid the whole thing, and now it's nice. It sucks. It's nice. Yeah. Yeah. So like there are a couple here, but you guys have some really, really. We don't have any. At least like where I am, I'm like 25 minutes north of Manhattan in suburbia. And yeah, I mean, you see on my channel like what we have, and it's like, and it's good, but to have like vintage walls and everything. I found this random place in an older mall by me recently, and I snapped it on my Instagram a few weeks ago. It's almost like a flea market, but just like, it's a store. It might as well be a flea market. A guy, really nice guy, would not shut up. That's why I'm afraid to go back. And it's like I couldn't peruse in peace. I'm like, I finally find the one like vintage toy wall, and this dude is just like, yeah, this son of a bitch. And I came in here, and it's just like, well, now I got double the space. And I'm like, dude, can I please just look at stuff without you? But he has like the biggest Hot Wheels collection you'll ever see. And he had some vintage toys, but it was only like. It was not even, it's insulting to even compare to the stuff that, you guys are showing at some of the hobby shops down by you. So Patrick Willis says World of Warcraft. I did play World of Warcraft when it first came out back in the day. Vanilla. I played Vanilla. Okay. And back in the day.
Are you by the island?
Considered like Fugazi stuff. If you were an EverQuest player, World of Warcraft was just like some millennial bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. But just before EverQuest, my transition to Warcraft was EverQuest, and then I played Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh, Galaxies! I was disappointed by Galaxies, dude.
I love Galaxies, man. I played that for like 3 years.
Yeah, my buddy played it. My buddy was big into that too. EverQuest just killed so much of my life, and I would never change a thing about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played that. Like, I graduated high school in 2000, and my senior year of high school, Runes of Kunark, which was their first expansion, came out. And that's when I found it, and it was just bad news after that. And that was like Scars of Elias, Shadows of Lucilan. Those three were like now you have all of these emulation servers and progression servers that only go up to Lucilan because that's really all that's worth. I think Planes of Power was after that, which is Omens of War or something. But those first three expansions were awesome, really first two. And I spent so much time playing that stuff. So for me, it actually was Ultima Online. Yeah. Ultima Online. And then EverQuest / Diablo. So whenever I would rage fit in either one of those, I would just play one more than the other. But Diablo, you can like hop on and off. So when I when I was like, planning to have a future, I would just play Diablo a little bit. When I was like, fuck everything, I'm playing EverQuest. I
had to get off of MMOs. I lost a girlfriend to that shit. So I was just like, nope, not doing that again.
It's gonna happen.
Dude, man, I was sucked into it, especially during college. It was like I was drawing, doing animation, and then I'd spend a little bit of time with her, and then I was like dead on Warcraft, especially when like the Ice Throne, I think it was, with the expansion I was playing. I can't remember the expansion, but all I remember is I was like deep into that, and then she left, and then next thing you know, I get done with the game, and I'm like, "Fuck, she go." I was like,
"Well, I'm late again, so whatever. I need some new gauntlets, so fuck it."
So, how close are you to Long Island?
I'm close. I'm like, depending on where you go, like the Cross Island I'm like, 20 minutes away.
Okay, yeah, because my father-in-law lives out there, and we usually go to visit. So when I'm out in the island, there's that one place I go to. It was Time Warp or
Time Warp. Yeah, I know Time Warp.
That store I just randomly stumbled across like 2 years ago. The last time was when I was up there the last time. I've been there a few times since that, but Dude, that store is really cool. That store's got a whole bunch of vintage stuff. It's got newer stuff.
He's got a lot of stuff. How are the prices there though?
He was pretty good. He was pretty fair with his stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean that's a place you should probably hit up. That would be a good place for you to go hunt.
Time Warp is good, and Hastel Toy, which I've never been to yet. I've ordered a lot of stuff from him online. Big shout out to him. He's awesome. If you're looking for anything vintage, modern, he's got all the, he knows Matt Cardona, Brian Myers. He has those guys there a lot. He does a lot of wrestler meet and greets as well. And he's got a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of really cool modern vintage wrestling things.
Have you been to the wrestling store in Queens?
Wrestling unit, I need to go. No,
dude,
I need to go.
When me and George were in New York this past year, last year for New York Comic Con, and we went.
You went?
I went because after we were staying in the city, and then after we were done in the city, George went home a day before me and just a geek from the 305, and my aunt and uncle live in Queens because that's where I'm from. So we went to Queens, and the first place my aunt and uncle took us to was the wrestling store. And dude, I got to tell you something, dude. That is like the freaking sickest wrestling store I've ever been to. The guy, it's just nothing but floor to ceiling wrestling figures, dude. You would have a field day in that place.
I need to badly go there. It's crazy that I haven't been there yet. And if you watch some of the Major Pod,
I watch that all the time.
Dude, they're in like the basement, the attic. It's like literally just wrestling figures everywhere, and all really, really cool. So I need to go there.
When me and George went to Galaxy's Edge for the first time. I couldn't get him on camera, but we met Matt. I met Matt Cardona. He was standing in one of the shops, and George is like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "Bro,"
"Oh yeah."
I'm like, "Bro," it's him.
And the funny thing is that I'm not a wrestling fan per se, but I recognize the face because I've seen the videos on YouTube. Yeah. So when he points at him, I was like, "Oh yeah, it's that dude from YouTube." No, he's a wrestler. I'm like, "Oh no shit." I'm like,
so like I ran up to him, and I was like, "Dude, I'm such a huge fan," and I'm like, he was still wrestling for WWE at that point, and I'm like, "Dude, you and Brian are like two of the most underutilized guys in WWE because their characters were great and they just didn't give them the proper storylines or the proper push."
Vince will do what he'll do,
and then I was just like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" So I got a picture with him, and then I was like, "Listen," I was like, "We have a YouTube channel. Is there any way I can try to get you to come on?" And he was like, because of his obligations and his contract with WWE at the time, it wouldn't allow him on.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they were like extremely controlled there.
So I've been trying to reach out to him to see if I can get him to come on.
Dude, that would be incredible. I mean, it seems like right now, I'm curious to see what happens with that channel because right now you're seeing Brian do a lot of the stuff. Right? I obviously Matt seems like he's busy, and I'm very happy for him because he deserves it. I'm curious to see like how that what happens with that channel.
Yeah, how that dynamic's going to work moving forward. But I'm sure they got a plan. Matt's trying to get situated right now in AEW and all that stuff,
which is great, man. He absolutely deserves that. I mean, 2012 he was so over. I hate watching some of these guys get buried the way they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they just completely ignored him. Same thing with Dolph. I mean, like he's still one of the best wrestlers on the planet, and it's he wins the title, and Jack Swagger gives him a concussion, and then he comes back and it's just like stupid angle after stupid angle, and then it's like I think the one thing that really kind of was just like really like not the nail in the coffin, but like would really kind of just no matter what he was doing, that stupid love triangle angle with like him and Lana and Rusev.
Yeah, that was stupid.
What do you do? These arguably the best Money in the Bank moment. I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, they bury so many people in it, and it really sucks. Like I don't like the fact that they completely misused Finn Balor and he had to go down back to NXT to become relevant again.
Dude, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, that sucked. And I mean, and I hope that. Matt now over in AEW gets the the push that he so deserves.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope that works. I hope that works out for him. And you know, I was watching what was it, Impact the other night, and Brian came out and he was fighting Eddie Alvarez for the belt. Like they gave him a championship shot like right out of the gate, and I was so hoping he would have won it, but obviously he didn't. But you know,
I actually didn't see. I need to catch that. Yeah, but I mean, he's in that conversation where he was never in a conversation.
Yeah.
So you know, it's I'm happy for those guys. You know, I think what happened definitely happened for the best. I'm curious to see what happens with the channel. But like you said, I'm sure, you know, they definitely have a plan. Those guys have their shit together. So
absolutely.
That is an awesome channel. If you haven't seen it already, the one where they go through the history of the Christmas show of like every LJN, awesome show. Really good show.
Yeah, well, you know what, dude? Honestly, like I was doing the live stream last night, and you know, me and George were talking about this the other day. I think I'm going to do a live show about wrestling. So I know you're really, I know you're really educated on wrestling too. So you know, maybe you could come on and join me. You know,
I would love to do that, man. I'm missing my 99% of my videos have a Bullet Club shirt, and actually, it was very funny. Two videos ago, someone left some comment. I'm like, "What are you sure you have the right channel?" It was like, "You're such a tool. You're overweight."
Oh yeah, you messaged me about this.
yeah. I'm just like, what? It's just so funny to me. I literally just you overweight wrestling mark. Wrestling, dressed up in wrestling garb with a crap beard. Just like, you have maybe 1 out of the 4 of those correct, but
we get. Listen, I think
all the time.
Yeah, I think all of us on all of our videos, I think it's safe to say we have that one person that has nothing better to do but to leave a dick comment, you know, and that's great. You know.
It's funny. The other thing about YouTube too is like you get to see how many just very bored and miserable people there are out there too. So that's also enlightening as well.
Me and George had a good laugh the other day. You know, now I wasn't going to bring this up, but I might as well since we're talking about this. Can you believe some dude actually called me a fucking pedophile?
Oh yeah. We talked. Dude, that's not cool. That is not cool.
That's like what the hell? Like what the hell was that about? Like the guy's like, oh, here's Mr. Pedophile coming over and trying to, you know, take toys away from little kids. And I responded to the guy, and I was like, dude, you
got a good response.
Yeah, I was like, clearly you have some unresolved issues from when you were a kid. I'm like, were you not hugged enough? I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like,
the answer is no.
Yeah, I can't believe somebody would say something like that to me. I mean, like, you know, like I've had a lot of people say a lot of shit to me, and you know, especially with me and George. You know, I remember the first time somebody actually said something. George, what statue review was it that I was helping you do? It was like really early.
They mentioned your weight. I got mad and I jumped in there and I was
they're like, oh, tell your fucking fat friend to move his ass away from the camera so we could see the statue. And George is like, hey man, he's like, I'm sorry that the guy said that. I'm like, bro, it's not there's always going to be people out there that have nothing better to do with their time.
They're just going to find things. Yeah. Like say things that don't even exist. You just to say things to get a rise. Yeah. It's funny to me.
It is. It's funny because I bet you a lot of these people take a lot of time to think out exactly what they're going to write and what they're going to say. I mean, honestly, if you're literally sitting there thinking about taking that much time to write something out, then yeah, you've got a problem.
You're a super disgusting person in all sorts of ways. Yeah.
Shout out to Craig from Half Fast Reviews, the instigator, up in the chat.
Yeah, I've been seeing him. There are a lot of comments here.
He says, "I try to leave at least one on all stuff."
I'm over here just chilling, just looking at you, hearing you guys talking, looking at the chat. Everybody's just bugging out here.
Right. And then a sick one was in the chat, so shout out to him, bro.
Yeah, so my man's sick in the house.
What's up?
Everybody here, man. It's good stuff.
So you know what Craig did to me this morning?
What did he do to you this morning?
Fucking Craig goes ahead and sends me a picture, I guess, of a turtle he found in his backyard or something
yeah.
like that, and he takes a picture, picks the turtle up, and takes a picture and zooms in on the turtle dick of the pig turtle of the dick of the picture and fucking send it to me.
I don't know how many of you caught the episode with Calvin and the whole thing with the sharks, right? So the other day, it's been Shark Week this week, and my daughter is very interested in science and all the all that stuff and everything. So she sits down and watches the Shark Week episodes with me. So in between the episodes, they have this nerd that comes down who's dressed in like a shark outfit, looks like a little kid suit or something. And he comes off and proceeds to say, "Did you know that sharks have 2 penises?" And then my daughter looks over at me, and I was like, "Don't ask that question."
So Calvin was right. There is such a thing as double shark dick.
Yeah. It's too bad Calvin couldn't make this, man. It's another channel. He's got a great channel, man. I've probably watched his latest room tour about 10,000 times. He's a good collector. That is a real collector right there. You know what I mean? Like that.
Oh, dude, we're gonna have you on again, so don't worry. He'll be on the show.
Awesome.
He'll be on the show. But in fact, we should do one big grand episode. We'll have Ron on here. We'll have Sick on here. Craig on here, and that'll be
on here.
Yeah, everybody.
We'll get OG on. We'll get everybody.
We get up to 10 people on this chat. That'll be one hell of a conversation.
I saw going back to one of the comments in the chat. Somebody said if Seth doesn't like Willow, we're gonna riot. So
like Willow?
Please keep in mind, I grew up in the 80s, and I was all about. I was all about Willow. Willow was the shit.
Willow legend.
Yes,
Beastmaster. What else back then? Those were and then you have all the spin-off shows in the 90s after that.
Yeah.
For all of them, Sinbad, Hercules, Beastmaster with like the ripped surfer dude.
Warrior Princess.
The Warrior Princess. I remember that.
Xena, yeah.
Willow was the shit, bro. I still remember what theater I went to when I saw Willow. The weather when I went to go see that movie. My dad took me to it. I love that movie.
Classic.
Didn't we go to Celebration one time and we saw
Warwick Davis was running around on us.
He walked right by us.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just like, look, it's an Ewok.
Oh man. Yo, there's some awesome movies back then.
Shoot. Yeah. Don't make them like they used to. That's
the 80s. The 80s was definitely the quintessential time for movies, in my opinion.
Oh man, Red Sonja, Conan. I'm seeing Conan in the car.
Yeah, Conan. I saw a movie the other day called Finding the Last Action Hero, and it was all about. It's on Amazon, and it's all about the 80s action hero, and specifically that genre of movie. Really awesome show. And right when I was done with it, man, I was like scanning for Conan. I was like, "Where's Conan? I want to watch this." Or anything like that. I ended up watching Rambo, but
that's still a good one. That's still a good one.
Oh, Rambo is an awesome movie.
Rambo's the shit, man.
But it's just what I could watch for free because my wife has been chewing on my ass about all the money I've been spending on these online movies. So like, did you guys hear that Disney's gonna release the Black Widow? Is Black Widow the new Black Widow movie? And it's gonna be like $30 to rent.
Yeah.
So she's like, you are not renting that movie. I'm like, it's for the channel. I got to talk about it. She's like, I don't give a fuck. You're not renting that.
Doesn't matter. You probably end up, if you went to the movie theaters, you end up going to the movie theater, you're still going to spend the same shit, man.
I hear you, Junior, but here's the thing that gets my wife pissed off is like that movie came out, the Disney movie it's like a fantasy. That one that I told you about, Seth, that has like Onward. The movie's called Onward. Okay, so I rented the movie Onward. It's specific, it just come out. Again, quarantine had just started, and I think it was like $10 or $12 to rent the movie, right? So I rent the movie, and it ain't 2 weeks later, and Disney has it up on their site for free. So she looks at me with this freaking stern look, man. It's like, I can't believe you spent that fucking money. It's free. We're paying for this Disney Plus service. So I'm like, all right,
That review is like have a JR do a Rambo line.
But if you think about it, George, $30, it actually costs more to go to the movie theater.
It does.
I know.
That's what I tried to argue with.
That's what I just said.
$30 isn't really much at the end of the day. $30 is two tickets.
Dude, it's one ticket for like a high end movie theater, like all this other shit, dude. It's crazy.
I agree. But still, you know, trying to justify that to my wife is going to be very difficult. I'm going to end up having to just put that on a different credit card so she doesn't see the charge.
Hey, Junior, I want you to say the line, "They drew first blood."
They drew first blood.
Yeah.
Yo, you've been doing voice, bro.
For minimal effort, that was phenomenal.
Hey, this is my Rocky, bro.
Adrian.
He's got that good bass, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of 80s and 90s and movies and shit, have you guys seen did you see the new Schwarzenegger, the new Terminator statue from Sideshow?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's
from Prime One, right?
It's up. Yeah, Prime One. Yeah,
that big one. It's like $3,000.
Yeah.
Looks
dope.
It is dope. It's gonna be on display or today. I like that one. That one does look pretty cool. But man, when I saw that price tag, I was like, ooh.
I know.
And by the way, if you guys are interested in Prime One statues, be sure to check out the Collector Zone and use the code MCE 5% at checkout.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man.
That was really good, actually.
Really good, yeah. I saw that Terminator statue in Japan when I was out there. Man, it's huge too. I think it's like half scale.
Is that half? Oh, I didn't even realize that. I just saw. Oh shit! Oh wow, I didn't realize. Well, I guess that makes the price tag makes more sense then. Oh wow.
Yeah, beautiful piece though, man. It looks just like him.
Dude, that is beautiful. That's actually one piece where it's like, okay, it looks like the dude, where it still doesn't matter because he's just such a larger than life person. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So I'm very weird when it comes to statues. And like I said, like I don't collect movie statues. You know, before we go on, I do not collect movie statues for me. It's just not for me. But certainly, like that is a statue I would have if I collected that scale, which I don't.
For me, it depends. You know, it's like I won't buy the movie pieces for like Marvel so much, except for maybe Iron Man. But I won't really buy the movie pieces for Marvel. I won't buy the movie pieces for DC, right? But if it's a franchise that started in the movie, so like Rambo, Terminator, Conan, Star Wars, to me, it's like the other things wouldn't be what it really is, you know. So it's like that's what I want. I want the one that looks just like what I remember when I was a kid. So those I'm okay with buying.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, totally.
Can I ask a question? Mm-hmm. Who the fuck is Lagos or Lagos or Lagias?
Legolas?
Legolas. Yeah. Who the fuck is that?
Oh my God, this guy. Okay.
Why? Wait, why?
Why are you asking that?
Well, no, because Troll Patrol is saying at MCE Seth would make a great Lagios from Lord of the Rings. Who the fuck is that?
You know how to shoot
is he like a big fucking fat guy who walks around
with
like
a tall, lean blonde dude?
Yeah.
I don't.
Dude, I'm not a fucking elf. I'm like a fucking ogre.
I would put him more like the dwarf.
Gimli?
Gimli, yeah. I think you'd be a good Gimli.
Whatever. Eat a dick.
I'm just saying, you would be.
Dude, I can't wait till we're going to see a Gimli Prime 1 statue from that line. I'm going to be all over that.
I thought that the Aragon statue could have been a little bit better. The face didn't line up too well.
I agree. I think I think the base is phenomenal. If you didn't have if that base was not the base that it is, I would not be. I'm staying away from. I think my favorite statue out of that line so far that we've seen is the Berserker statue.
Yeah.
Even at I love the Balrog. I mean, I have it on pre-order, but Berserker statue and Alerts looks good too. But I really, really like that Berserker statue. Looks crazy.
Yeah,
really crazy.
I'm into that Balrog though, because I like that diorama. I think it's sick.
I like what KP is saying. Seth would be a good centaur.
Centaur.
Dude, bulldozer. Yeah.
I'm half man, half horse, or is that a minotaur?
That's centaur.
There's so many.
There's so many. Do you have the horse's ass or the front of it?
Junior's like 5 for 5 with words so far.
Yeah. He ain't saying much, but he's saying the right ones, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. What's up, Franky? Franky's in the house, bro. What's up, man? Yeah. Okay. So back to 80s, right? 80s stuff. Somebody mentioned the Goonies in there. I would like to see a statue of Sloth.
Sloth.
Yeah,
that would be dope.
That would be pretty cool.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Sloth, love, chunk.
That's awesome.
Baby Ruth.
I'm starting to see like the in-hand pics of Ash from Evil Dead. That was Prime 1.
Dude,
that piece is amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. The thing for, I think all of us, we could probably all agree on the issue of space. And it's like, there were so many statues when I first started collecting statues where I was like, man, that thing is fucking incredible. And then reality kicks in and I'm like, well, it's 26 inches wide by 24 inches deep. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, okay, even if you have a custom display, that's still, 3 other statues that you could put there. And then you start to, or at least I start to wonder, so like for me, I started to appreciate a full story being told, nice sculpt, something that I could get into that isn't that big. That to me is a phenomenal statue, something that doesn't take up a lot of space, but still commands a presence and looks great. And you don't need to carve out a third of a room for it. So that's kind of where I'm at. There's certain pieces that are big, like that Balrog piece is big. That's a centerpiece, but it's hard to like that Ash piece is awesome, but like for me, what do you do with that? I don't know. It's just big. It's really, really, really big. And
you got to plan for it. You just got to plan for it. You want to set it like that.
Pull it off the way Junior does. Junior, I think Batman statue collector. I've seen the way they do their 1/3 scale pieces, and I feel like they do it in a real tasteful way. But in most cases, I feel that the 1/3 scale statue is good as a centerpiece. You get like maybe 1 or 2 of them for your favorite characters, and then I'm good with like 1/4 scale, 1/5, and taking up the bulk of my collection.
Yeah, me too. And even the 1/4 scale, with 1/4 scale too, man. It's like you could get like they just go crazy with the bases.
The base. Yeah.
So and then the balance of like this is an awesome base, but it's about for me it's about the actual character.
Yeah.
And then so what are we doing there? Yeah, for life. And it's like so and then there's also that. So like I had a mix of like 1/3, 1/4, and I made like the hard decision recently to just stick with 1/4 because that's where most of my collection is. So I sold off a couple of my 1/3 statues that I had the original the Dark Prime 1 Dark Knight statue, which for me that was like that's other than outside of 89 Batman, Keaton Batman, which is what I grew up with. That was original Frank Miller Batman was but I did away with that because it's like even if I split up the scales for me, like I just kind of want an even. I just wanted most of it's
it works. It works if you know what you're in your mind. Like I got 2 rooms. So in this room, I got all 1/3 scales, and then I have a row on top for 1/4 scales. If I had a big one, I move out and I get a better house with a bigger basement. I'm going to end up putting all my prime, because if you get 10-foot walls on a basement, you can actually put 2 prime 1s line up on top of each other. Then you probably have the rest of the top where you can put all your 1/4 scales. So it's depending however you want to decorate your room, because you can use the space for 1/4 scales that you cannot put prime 1s. And then you can use the space underneath them to put prime 1s. Like in this situation that I have here, I can do prime 1s on most of the room, but since I have a low ceiling on some of the other rooms, then the 1/4 scales fit. So it kind of has to go with size. I'm more everybody like you see my sections in the back. I kind of like to have them leveled. I don't like to have a big statue, small statue, big statue, small statue. You see Deathstrokes. Deathstrokes like lower. So if I put him on top over there on top where the other ones are, so he'll look lower. So I put him down here. So I have to, my taste when I display my statues, they have to be like, you know what I mean? Like even on height. Most symmetrically even on height. It's like on the top shelf, I have the crouching Batman from Hush, the Deathstroke crouching. Then I'm going to get the Super Sons because they're small and they're crouching on top of their base. And then Poison Ivy sitting down. So that does my top shelf. So I kind of like when I display my statues, I'm already thinking ahead how I'm going to do it. In this far corner of my room, I made an area just to put Bane, with the one from Prime 1 where he saw beat up Batman, got him in there. You getting both of them? You see that one yet?
Oh yeah, that Big Bang. That's nice.
Oh, yeah, that
Big Bang.
Yeah.
I have that one a designated spot for him, and I raised my risers, and I built a custom riser to bring him up a little higher so I could have him at least face level. So when I'm doing my rooms, I'm actually thinking ahead of how I'm going to display them. Now, on my other house, I'm actually going to do I want an open floor plan in my basement, and then I'm going to do all my 1/3 scales wrapped around all over the lower level, my middle shelf, and then all my top all around the room are going to be all 1/4 scales. And then I'm going to I have a couple of shelvings that I haven't that I bought, which I'm going to put all my 1/6 scales in those shelvings. So it's kind of how you want to display it. You can actually, you have enough room. And believe it or not, when you look at the 2,000 square feet room, dude, you can actually display a whole bunch of, this room is about I could say about a 30, maybe a 25 by 25. And I basically I probably can fit about 50 prime one studio pieces.
Yeah. Well, and that's look, dude, your display is mint, and for me, it's like I could fit all that stuff, but I also, since I do collect other things, I have to keep that in mind. And also, like, I want to have things on my wall where, like, I collect comics and comics.
Okay.
I want to have like I'm going to do custom shelving, and I'm going to do like a riser sort of setup and an open setup, I think.
Okay.
Lighting on it, but behind it, instead of going all the way up the wall with statues, I want to leave some room for comics that pair with the statues that I have. So, it's like, it's like I want my first appearance of Thanos, my Iron 55, on the wall below, in my cosmic section. You know what I mean? But if I go all the way up the wall with statues, you're not going to see that. So I'm probably where you may have like 3 levels of statues. I'm just going to most likely have 2. And then also with the other half of my room is going to be toys. So so for me, it's like I'm a little, I have to just figure out, it's a little more concentrated, I guess. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with. It's also why I had to part ways, with the 1/3 stuff, and also there's just so much stuff that catches my eye. Because again, there's just, the amount of, if you're a Batman fan, a Wolverine fan, it's like how many times am I going to have to look at one? But there's like tons of stuff that just constantly comes out, and it's becoming an art form, just being a collector and making choices.
Yeah.
And the years come and it gets better. And the years come and the scopes get better, the paint jobs get better, everything just gets better.
Everything. But I also do I'm a sucker for some of the older stuff. Like I still shout out to Spec Fiction. I still like some of the older XM pieces. I still love my favorite Punisher piece. I sold off my Sideshow premium format Punisher. Didn't even open it. I was like, once I think I didn't want to do a custom paint job on it because I didn't feel like it was worth it to me. But my favorite Punisher piece is the OG Sideshow Comiquette, which I have.
Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a nice one. Olivetti portrait.
Yeah, that's with the base, with the emblem on the base.
It's just it's a simple base, but it tells a story. It's got his shells on the base. He's just standing there with a baller up in the air, another gun down.
I've seen that one.
Awesome. That head sculpt is my favorite Punisher head sculpt outside of the XM, Punisher on bike, which is an amazing head sculpt too.
And they got an Olivetti portrait on that one too.
Yeah, exactly. So those
I like the OG Daredevil from Sideshow.
And OG Daredevil, that's a good one too. I like the XM one. The XM one. I like that one too. I know some people say anatomy and his feet are too long, legs are too long. To me, the XM Daredevil paired with the Sideshow OG Comiquette, I think look awesome together. So that's what I go like. That. So I do like some older pieces. I feel like there's more thought. Sometimes there's more thought put into some of those older pieces. Even
I have some Bowen statues too. I collect all of them. I collect everything, bro. I collect 1/3, 1/4, 1/6, 1/5, 1/10. I collect some legends. I got a couple of my legends. I got a couple of pops. I collect everything too, dude. I collect a lot of prints, 18 by 24, 17 by 11 by 17s. I have almost all the bombshell collection from DC Collectibles. I have basically almost all garage, DC collectibles. Like I collect a lot of 1/6 scale Marvel and DC also. So I'm not limited to my 1/3 because, like I said, everybody doesn't want to collect those 1/6. But when you build a room, you're gonna end up having only space to put a 1/6 statue. If you want to get more statues. So if you want to make it more valuable of the space and you're a statue collector, or you just collect statues, if you have a space that's 13 inches high with a shelf that's going to be only 12 inches deep, the only thing you can put in there is a 1/6 scale statue.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So basically, if you want to be collecting some other different things, and you're going to run into that problem regardless of what it is. You're still going to need. You're going to have a lower shelf. You're going to have a table that's going to be able to fit this. I even got a Batmobile from Injustice that Toys R Us had a long time ago, and I got that piece too because I said that's the only thing that I can put on the table. So it's like, basically I collect everything because if I see that I can fit something, I'm gonna buy something that's gonna be the size of. And I'm always walking around my damn rooms with a tape measure to make sure before I buy the statue fits.
Right, yeah, you're looking to maximize your space. Yeah.
Yes. So everybody says, like, when some people come to my house, they go, wow, you actually you're very smart. You use the space very smart to put your collection in. So when you come into my house, I use every single inch of the room, but I was smart of what I'm putting in each one because that's the only space and height and depth that I have for statues.
And that to me is such a big part of the fun of all of them.
Yes, I love it.
Just the game planning and the constant change, it's like you're just trying to figure out what your best setup is going to be given what you have. And that's, to me, it's like I almost don't want unlimited space because I don't want a museum necessarily. I just want a cool setup that represents the things that I'm interested in, and making it so it doesn't look like it's too much. It just looks like I have a good collection of things that make sense to me. And I think doing that to me is just part of the fun. It's something that, like, for me, I'm like always thinking about,
Yeah, I love seeing my characters come to life in statues.
Yeah,
that's why I don't collect movies. I don't like movie themes because it's just you're not like the Hush line. I'm gonna collect the video game I played. I love the video game. Yeah. Arkham Knight, Origins. I played them all. I beat every single one of them. I got the line behind me. So everything that I have is basically. All I try to stick with is just comics. I don't want to go beyond comics. Like the Metal line came out. I don't want that because I didn't grow up with the Metal line. This is the new generation stuff. The new generation comics I don't want to buy because I didn't grow up with that generation of comics. I'm in the 90s, early 80s, 90s, you know what I'm saying? Some maybe a little bit into 2000s. But other than that, all I want to collect is 90s if I can. That's all I want because that's what I
hear you, bro. Me too. I'm right there with you. So even like that Killer Croc is the best killer. That's a fire Killer Croc.
I love this Killer Croc.
Yeah, that's an awesome killer.
This is amazing.
I'm right there with you. I'm the same way. Even the Tweeterhead Motu line, the sideshow line that they're resurrecting, I have that on pre-order. That's 1/5. I have that. I can't wait to see what else they do. I hope they reboot He-Man and Skeletor
again. For the Tweeterhead line?
Yeah, Tweeterhead, yeah.
I think you don't like the original sideshow ones?
I like the sideshow. I do like the sideshow one. I just feel like that Hordak that Tweeterhead is doing looks. I feel like that blows out of the water whatever sideshow did. Personally,
I think it lines up pretty good with the He-Man and the Skeletor that already exist.
It fits really well.
Excuse me, I don't want to interrupt, but guess what? I just got.
A notification of something shipping.
Yes, and actually, shipping's only $69. Poison Ivy from Batman Hush is shipping.
Coño. That's gonna be a big
Friday, August 21st.
Nice.
I can't
coming.
That's
What were you saying, bro?
The new Hush Batcave edition. I was I'm not doing 1/3, so I canceled it. But that's another one. Like that base is crazy. I really love the old school sideshow, the OG sideshow Keaton.
The one where he's going down the steps.
Of course, yeah, that's awesome. That's
a cool piece.
Well, because it's episode 69, he was going down.
Who knows how that ended? Well, we all know how that ends, but yeah.
Listen, there is only one Batman, and it is Keaton, and that's the end of it. I don't care about Bale or Kilmer or Clooney or Affleck. There's only one Batman, and it's Keaton.
I don't think Clooney cares about Clooney. I mean, even he's just like, terrible.
Yeah, he's like, it was just money. I don't care if they put nips on me and I became bat nips.
Michael Keaton was the fucking man. You'd never know that he was just like not tall, not actually menacing. You know what I mean? It's like he was just so good.
He was just dark and ominous.
Yeah, he was.
Everything about that suit was dope, though. The Batmobile was better than the others, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. That's my favorite suit, favorite Batmobile, and that's how I was really introduced to Batman. I started reading comics like a couple years after that, because I was so little. But that was my first introduction to Batman was Michael Keaton.
See, for me, it was Adam West. But when even back then, like when I would see the Adam West, I used to think it was so cheesy, and it used to come on almost all the time. Every time that I would see this on TV, because back then, growing up, I only had my dad would buy cable, so we had two channels, right? It was like channel 33, channel 39. That's all you got in Miami, and you had the rabbit ears. You had to do that shit with it to make it work. So Adam West was really the only Batman that you would see, and I used to think this sucks, man. I didn't like it as a kid. And then the '89 Batman comes out, and I was like, holy shit, this is cool,
Yeah.
So
George wasn't a big fan of the shark repellent.
Yeah, the shark repellent. I just had a thing against all things back then. I had a thing against all things from that era. I mean, now I've grown to have an appreciation for these things, but it's like these are things that I would watch when I was, feeling under the weather, and my dad would drop me off at my grandparents' house, and it'd be the middle of the day. And these are the things that would come on. You would see like the Incredible Hulk with Lou Ferrigno.
Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno,
yeah. And these were all those things they used to see. And it was a different style of TV show and that you were watching back then, Spider-Man.
Very different. It's funny to see. You think back then, like when I was growing up, Power Rangers weren't cool. They were the least cool thing ever. Yeah. Like it was. I was never interested in them. If you like Power Rangers, you were an incredibly questionable human being. Like now, everyone, Green Ranger, Pink Ranger, I'm just like, and I'm still stuck back then. I'm just like, why do you guys like that? But so, you know what I mean? It's just funny to see. It happens in wrestling too. How many times, like back in the day, The Rock just does right hands, rock bottom. Yeah. One of the best wrestlers of all time. It's just funny to watch things kind of change over time. The narrative changes so much over time, and you like, I guess you either grow an appreciation or each generation is kind of just like, well, we had it the best, It's like, because I feel that way, It's just like we grew up in a time, we're probably all around the same age, and it's just like we grew up in a time where we feel like it's like, man, toys were the best, movies were the best, women were the best, all that sort of stuff. It's just all of that shit, and now, not that I feel bad for anybody, but just I used to play outside. It was a mix of like video games, sports, toys, cards, trading cards, which is now really, really hot again.
Man, they're coming out, but they're stupid expensive now.
What's up?
Trading cards have become extremely expensive compared to like when we used to collect.
Oh, they're crazy now.
Yeah.
Again, they blew back up. Now they're blowing it. You can't get a box set of anything for retail right now, ever. Yeah. You're paying 20, 30, 40% markup on anything you're buying in these stores. It's really crazy. Sports card, crazy.
Anything, man. Like, what was it? They're coming out with another Marvel Masterpiece set.
Yep.
I forgot what I saw the pricing on was, but I know the packs only have like 3 cards in it, and it's some ridiculous amount of money. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, why would you want to buy this? I mean, I get the art is cool and everything, but that's a lot of money when you trying to. And then I tried to collect the X-Men cards. I started to do that, and they make like 4 variants of the same goddamn card. So it's like how can you collect all of this?
you can't. That's the thing too. It's like so much of this stuff is like immediately oversaturated. It's crazy. I don't know. Again, like some of my favorite statues are statues that were made like years ago that I feel like for me have stood the test of time. Oh, yeah. Same thing with cards, same thing with action figures. Mm-hmm. No matter how many things they come out with now, how many new fancy upgraded things, I just for me there's something about even games, right? Like when we were playing MMOs, it wasn't cool to play MMOs. No one really knew what raffle, lol, or any of that stuff means. Now everyone says it like out loud, but it's just like, it's like this is when like things weren't like either mass produced or considered socially acceptable. And that's when they were the coolest.
Yeah.
And then once everything gets monetized, it's like, oh man. Which is why I feel like even sometimes with Sideshow, it's like,
yeah,
and it's just like some of these, but it is what it is. Which is why for me, got to be picky and choosy, and figure out what works best for you. And that can be tough sometimes when you're constantly hit with like everything all at once from every angle all the time. It's like Jesus Christ, like it's relentless. It's hard to be a collector, man.
It is hard. It's fun and it's hard.
Exactly. It's almost a labor of love. It's weird.
It's fun to kick yourself in the ass sometimes when you buy something. But then you look, it's becoming worse than like technology. It's like you buy a Wolverine statue today, and you're like, I got the baddest Wolverine statue. This is awesome. And then Sideshow drops another one like 6 months later, and you're like, what the fuck?
It's tough. It's like for me, it's like I have to be so absolutely crazy in love with what I'm buying with statues, or else I'm just not going to do it. It's like, if I say, that's nice, but I'm not going to do it. I can't. Because 6, 10, 12 months down the line, something else comes out, and it's like, okay, well, I already spent $1,000 on this thing, so now I got to try to sell it and deal with that. Just
definitely fun finding this stuff. But it's also a pain in the ass, again, like George experienced that first thing this morning, he was going for the G.I. Joe figure and this dude cut him off and, got it before he did. That's the shitty part of it. The best part of it obviously is always finding, being at the right place at the right time. And I mean, Ron, because, when we're there, when we're the first ones there and we get it, we just have like this overwhelming feeling of excitement, like, yeah, we fucking got it. Fuck everyone else. You
literally can't think straight. It's just like,
that's the truth. That's the truth, man. When I found those 3 G.I. Joes at the next Target, I'm there. I'm like holding them in my hand like this. And like, is there more?
Dude, I rounded the corner today. I thought there was Cobra Troopers at this Target. I see this like 9-year-old kid. I'm just like, this kid's gonna get punted. I don't, I'm getting that last one. Him and his dad, they're both going away.
That's funny.
George actually witnessed me shove the little kid out of the way once.
Why you got to admit that though?
Because I have no shame. I have nothing to hide. I have no
shame at all. No shame.
Yeah. It's like, hey, get the fuck out of my way. I'm trying to buy this goddamn thing, and you're fucking sitting there. It's like today, Junior.
Yeah, and you're ruining my video, so there's also that. So.
Yeah.
Fucking Seth. How many people we got left in the chat right now? We got
108. We got 118 people watching right now, but yet I only see 61 thumbs up. I'm kind of disappointed.
Well, let's get us some thumbs up, guys. We're gonna move into the Display Nay here in just a little bit, but right now let's take a little bit of break. Get acknowledge the chat. If you guys got any questions for our guest or for the sleeping stallion over here?
That's what we should.
Yeah, man, I'm tired, dude. I'm getting tired, bro. That's why I tell you,
Junior's been pounding that beef in the meat freezer.
That's why I tell you, bro. I'm getting tired, man. I've been working outside the sun all day today, man. It's like
I like everyday Frodos, laughing my ass off. Life lessons, Seth. Maybe that's what we should do, George. We should have like a 5-minute segment. And I just be like, it's life lessons with Seth. So today's lesson, kids. If somebody cuts you off,
Bob Great asked. He said that he wanted to see how-to videos. What are you talking about, Bob?
Well, if you want to know how to PO, Junior's the perfect person for that.
Not me, man.
Yeah. First thing I do is get my mouse. Click. You got a left click with precision.
Ambidextrous, I would think.
If you don't hear that click of the mouse, it was not a good person.
Oh my god.
Shit.
No.
Yo, man, I unboxed that G.I. Joe classified Snake Eyes, or sort of unboxed it this week. So,
I need to watch that video, dude. I need to watch that video. How is that?
I love the thing, right? I love the box. I love the figure, but I love the way the art of the box looks so much that I couldn't bring myself to open the box of the toy.
Which is funny.
So I unboxed the thing, right? So I get all the things out. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this looks great. I didn't expect it to look this good. And then I'm like, on camera, I'm like, you know what? I'm not unboxing this. Put the thing back in the box. And then I get people commenting like, yo, how could you not unbox the toy? They're like, why are you calling this an unboxing video? I'm like, man, you guys are really hung up on that shit, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like,
So George uploaded the video, and he's like, bro, go in and check it out and let me know. So I go in and I check it out and I watch it, and it was a good video. And then I'm like, bro, how can you call it an unboxing video and not take the figure out of the box? And then I'm like, listen, I hope I'm wrong, but you probably are gonna get some people that are gonna give you flack for that. So for the first like X amount of comments, like nobody said everything. Every people were like, oh, great review, George. I understand why you don't want to take it out of the box. And George is like, see, man, I'm getting some good feedback. And then yesterday morning, then the comments started rolling in. They're like, yo, how can you call it an unboxing video and not take it out of the box?
Yeah. My boy calls me up. He's like, yo, leave it to George to do an unboxing video and not unbox the figure. So I was laughing, man. You know, it was now I found the other Snake Eyes. So I'm like, cool. Now I'm going to do an unboxing video of the Snake Eyes and actually get to see the figure in hand. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's cool. Yeah, I got. I was telling you guys off show that random dude that came back and like took my Snake Eyes and ran. So I have like a paint defected Snake Eyes classified Joe that I need to replace. But he looks. I mean that. I love that. I love that line, man. I'm not a big fan of the Walmart exclusive, the 3 3/3. I don't. They're too fancy for me. The 3 3/4. If you're going to be old school, I actually just won a raffle on an OG Tell Trooper graded.
Nice.
Yeah, they're like they're too fancy for me. I really like the 6-inch. Looks really good.
The Amazon exclusive Snake Eyes, or it's not Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow. Did you get that one?
No, I didn't. I have not gotten that one yet. No.
I didn't want to get it because I don't really care for the way the figure looks.
Yeah.
But now that I got Snake Eyes, I'm like, man, I need a freaking Storm Shadow. So then I went to look for it, and man, that thing went up in price quick.
Yeah.
People want like $100 for that thing on eBay right now. I was like, no way, dude.
Yeah, no, that's not. Oh, I was kind of that way with Duke. The first classified figure I saw was Duke in one of my videos actually, and I just kind of left him because he doesn't look bad. I like the body sculpt is good. His head sculpt is it's modern. It's kind of just meh to me. But the second I saw Wave 2, and I was on the fence with the line, I saw Wave 2 in person all at once. Cobra Commander, Red Ninja.
Cobra Commander looks really good, man.
Gung Ho looks really freaking good. But I think Beachhead looks amazing.
Yeah. Beachhead does. I didn't even realize they made a Beachhead.
Yeah, dude.
I finally saw the images. Yeah, he did look pretty good. Now I got to find it.
That's my favorite thing. I love to get Beachhead.
Well, you know.
When was Beachhead was part of Wave 1 or Wave 2? Beachhead part of Wave 1 or Wave 2?
Wave 2.
Wave 2.
Okay. Yeah, Wave 2.
Yeah, he's the Cobra Island Target EX. I found Roblox. Actually, I found all the Wave 1s today. Mm-hmm. Wave 2 I found before Wave 1, which is really bizarre.
You know, George, but you only know here, bro.
Tony.
Right. Yeah, freaking troll. Troll makes me laugh.
I'm about to lay down on my sofa, dude.
You gonna lay down on your sofa and drink some coffee, bro?
Yeah, drink a fucking Red Bull or something, dude. Get them fucking juices flowing. You're not even like the normal junior tonight. If anything, you're like depressed junior.
I'm tired, man. I'm tired, dude. That's why Friday's hard, man.
I hear you, man. Well, we gotta go, man. It's cool.
I love you guys, man.
Love you too, bro. I wish I could come over there and give you a hug, bro.
Shut up, Sam.
Sometimes you plan on getting a hit for every male Avengers for the MCU.
Oh, am I planning on getting a hot toy for every male?
Hot toy. Okay,
hot toy. Yeah, in the hot toy community, we call it HT. We abbreviate it.
Well, no, I you know.
I know. I'm just messing with you. So, no, I learned my lesson from Funko to any other type of collectible that I'm just gonna buy the ones that I particularly like. I'm not just gonna buy the collection just to complete the collection. I'm gonna buy the characters that I like. So obviously, I have an abundance of Iron Mans. I have some Captain Americas. I've got some Spider Mans. I did the Gladiator Hulk unboxing last night. I have another Hulk. I now have another Hulk that I'm going to unbox at some point. I started getting the Just Us League. So so we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, we'll see. I do like some of the Endgame ones that are coming out, but like I'm not particularly fond. I shouldn't say I'm fond. I'm just not a fan of that character. Like, a gentleman in the chat just asked me if I was going to get Rocket. I don't know if I'm going to get Rocket, because if I get Rocket, then I feel like I got to go out and I got to get the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't want to do that because I can't do it.
I think Rocket's the kind of guy that I could get him with Groot, and I'll be fine with just those two. But to me, they make a set, and I'm straight.
Yeah, they're supplementary. Yeah, almost to each other.
Yeah. So that's something you could do.
But yeah, I'm again, when it comes to Hot Toys, I'm kind of on the fence with buying certain ones. So I just kind of like stick to what I like and what I'm kind of collecting at the moment. So
makes sense.
Optimus 21, the Tony Stank shades are actually downstairs. So next episode, I'll put them on. Although I can't do reviews of them on it because it's hard to actually see what I'm looking at with the things on it.
So the next Geek Show, when you come on, like I have to introduce you, and I'll be like, it's the stankiest of stanks, Tony Stank.
I forgot to introduce myself on this one, man. I feel like I got to keep doing that to make sure that people remember who I am.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't want another incident at Tate's.
People are like in the chats. If you didn't catch one of those episodes, Ron, they're all like, I think. I did a video. I unboxed something that they normally don't unbox. I normally do Funko. I don't normally do figures, but I happened to do one of those. And then somebody's like, "Who's this guy?" I'm like, "Who's this guy?" I'm like, "I'm the guy who started this channel, motherfucker." Like,
actually, Ryan's Optimus. I was gonna do MC live, but then I got high. That's a good one, Optimus. I like that. I was gonna do MC live, but then I got high.
That's awesome. All right, let's do some display or nay. How about that?
It's time for display or nay. We're gonna display or nay.
Get Junior's eyeballs working.
Juices flowing.
There you go. All right.
The fucking
they're the sideshow Court of the Dead, but they're like the toon versions.
I like how it says Court Tunes.
Dude, the Court of the Dead statues, and I wanted to get into that. I actually bought Mortigal and then I sold it because it was just like I honestly that was one I should have looked into more. The sword on that is like literally paper.
Okay.
Like some of those statues are just like not well made. But
that's
those are kind of dope. Though. These are kind of dope.
They do look kind of dope. They look like really elaborate Funko Pops.
I
like it.
All right. Excuse me, guys.
It's a yawn or no yawn.
Oh, man, I love you. Please forgive me. I apologize to everyone in the chat. I'm just tired. Just wanted to join in.
What's up, man?
I'm here.
I hear you, bro.
I'd rather be.
What are those?
I paint houses, so I had I'm outside right now painting houses. So I'm out there.
I knew this was going to be on you.
What's that?
A lot of sun beating down on you all day. Man.
Yeah, man, that's just heat rays all day. When I come on the AC, it's like a big heavy weight just leans on my back because I'm coming off from the sun. So it's like I'm just trying to stay.
I'm surprised you're awake right now, or even semi right now.
Junior probably needs to get like one of those what do you call it, intercom systems in his house, and he just calls upstairs and be like, "Yo, babe, I ain't making it up the stairs. I'm just if you come looking for me, if you need me for anything, I'm downstairs."
Where's Junior? Junior's passed out in the stat room.
I work outside a lot, so.
So I saw this morning, George, and I had a feeling you would be all over this. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to pick it up though. It's okay. Well, the thing is that I don't like having a lot of the same character in my collection. You know,
it doesn't have a helmet.
I hear that. I definitely hear that.
So I already have the Lukes from Return of the Jedi, and And I feel like on this one, they took the portrait from the Return of the Jedi and they just, slapped a different hair on it. And then they gave him the suit. But it is a cool suit. So, I mean, they did a good job with that, at least. It's cool. I would display it if I didn't already have the other Lukes.
I like it. I think it's dope. And that's coming from someone who's not big into Star Wars collectibles.
Actually, this would look good next to the helmet that I got.
Yeah, I mean, if I collected, I have been trying so hard to stave off freaking Star Wars.
Yeah,
because that would be the end. My life would be over if I jumped into Star Wars. But yeah, if I collected Star Wars, I would display that. I would definitely display that.
That's a display because it's a hot toy. Hot toys.
Yeah, display, but I don't know if I'm going to buy it yet. Give it some time. I would let it marinate in my head for a little bit.
I love when I get messages from people on Instagram and they're like, "Hey, I'm a huge fan of the channel and your shows and everything." And I hate the fact that I just randomly find myself walking around my house throughout the day yelling hot toys.
Dude, you should monetize that shit. Go on Cameo and just fucking scream hot toys and pop gods.
Actually, dude, I was actually thinking about signing up for Cameo just as just to make a video out of it and a gag, just to see if anybody would fucking do it.
I think you might be pleasantly surprised.
Could you imagine? Be like, "Hey, we're sending you $5. Can you send me a video message of you just yelling hot toys and happy birthday?"
Dude, you could easily fund the hobby doing that shit.
Oh shit!
What do you guys think about this one?
George, what do you think I should do that?
He's amazing.
Yeah,
bro.
sounds good.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. They did an amazing job with that piece, man.
It's a remote.
He'd be a sexy man in my man cave, so that's a nay for me.
That's a nay.
That's a phenomenal scope.
This is a phenomenal scope.
Listen, after watching Craig's review of Loki and watching what he went through and experienced with that, I'm totally turned off from this stuff.
I think Craig should buy this one. It's because it's got a lot of hair, and I know he likes combing hair.
Rob Swallow.
I can appreciate the sculpt and all that, but this is exactly like the quintessential piece of I would not just it's like this is Jason Momoa in my case, and
this is they did an amazing job, man.
He is a sexy man though.
Rob Swallow.
Yeah, dude, there's no question. I wouldn't buy him.
Rob Swallow saying homeless. It looks like a homeless guy.
Really? No, I like it. I think it's dope. This is pretty dope. I know I said that I would display it if I had room to display something like this. It's just cool. It looks too much like the guy, but I would. Yeah.
Craig just goes, "Ooh, George is instigating," and I like it.
Telling you, Craig, you got to buy this one, man.
Honestly, Jason Momoa is a fucking man's man. I mean, if any of you guys have seen his videos, where he's doing the fucking axe throwing and shit, I'm like, dude, like my dick just shrivels up a little bit because it's I can never compete. I can never be on that level of manliness.
Craig could buy all of these statues like this, and then he could do a video about combing the bus head.
On today's episode of Half Fast Reviews, we're styling some of the hairs. I'm gonna put it in a bow.
That came out really good.
This one?
Yeah, that came out really good.
That's a display for me.
This one, yeah.
Light up
really good.
Yeah, light up feature. And then they got different head sculpts for this one. So you got a battle damaged version. You got another one that has, where he's not battle damaged, but it's just got the red eye and you can put the sunglasses over it.
But that is a beautiful piece, man.
Yeah.
That was really good.
That has got presence out of the ass.
Yes, they did a good job on that.
That Terminator is one hot piece of ash.
He is, man.
That's the Prime one too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is dope.
That's the half scale, right?
Yeah, half.
Yeah.
And you see how that eye, and you can cover it up with the sunglasses.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
Prime won't be killing it, man.
Dude, Prime won't kill everything that they do. Everything.
It's crazy, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, this thing's
Yeah, that is. I stop looking at it because I'm gonna want to buy that. So.
I look at that and I give that a rating of fuck yeah.
Absolutely. All right, this is for Seth back in the day. There you go, Seth.
Oh shit!
Perfect for you, bro.
What is that?
It's a neon or blacklight Spider-Man.
Dude, that came out like 5 months ago.
Did it? Yeah. Oh, I saw it on Big Bad Toy Store. I had to put it on it because I know how much you hate Funko items. I was like, I'm gonna put this on here just to mess with Seth a little bit.
Yeah, that shit came out like 5 months ago, dude. So you're a little late on your display of nay.
Yeah, whatever, man.
But that's a total nay. Fuck that garbage.
I love it. I like it. Hearing right now. I love that.
That I'm calling Funko garbage, or you like the pop?
No, Funko garbage. Yeah, you are fully embracing it. I love it.
All right, last one, man. We got a Wonder Woman.
In the words of Craig, if you're not doing it,
dude, I'm loving that piece. When I saw your video, when I saw your video on it, George, you went live on this. She is beautiful. She is beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I know she's from the game, but I'm gonna tell you something. This kicks Sasha's ass piece out of the way.
This is nice. If I collect, I don't collect Wonder Woman, but if I did,
I love my Wonder Woman, bro. I love my Wonder Woman.
I love that base. That base is awesome. That base is really cool.
The whole shebang, the whole sculpt, face sculpt, skin, everything,
leave it right there,
everything on that thing is amazing.
# Wonder Booty.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's $1,000 though, George.
I know.
How much is that?
$1,000.
Is it really?
Fuck that shit.
It's 20 inches tall. I don't know how many. I think there's a low edition size too on this, George.
Probably.
I don't know how much they made, but I have to check that out. But I'm actually going through my buddy and getting this, and I'm actually paying like $1,050 with shipping.
Nice.
Well, smaller. This is a smaller quarter scale, no?
It's one quarter scale.
Yeah.
It's a quarter scale.
Huh. 20 inches.
Yeah, but I actually like this piece. This thing's beautiful. It's gonna come out to I think 2020. They're talking about this piece, George.
We're in 2020, bro.
That's right, 22.
Okay.
20, end of 21, beginning of 22, actually.
Junior's been sitting on the couch too long.
I've been sleeping for too long. But look at I just woke up. Sorry, nah.
That's why I brought this up. I put this up here. I'm like, this is gonna wake Junior up.
This is 3 head sculpts, man. 2 shields, 2. This is awesome, man.
You actually get a lot for your money there, man.
I know. That's what I like about Prime One. Prime One gives you a lot for your money,
and you also get that ass.
Mm-hmm.
That is,
that she did. George, when you saw her, what you thought about her? You saw this piece.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at the face sculpt on that, man.
What I like about this one is that I know it's based on the video game, but it's still kind of like it looks like a modernized take on the classic suit a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
is there any way you can get Junior up on the big screen now? Because I'm sure he's covering himself with that bat pillow, while looking at the statue. So.
Oh shit! You got me on TV. I'm sorry. I should have just. Hold on. Let me put my paper towel on the floor. Hold on. Give me a second.
Junior just had a freaking nerdgasm.
Nerdgasm, right?
Yeah.
I can put my paper towel in the back.
That shield looks dope too. That's
right.
And the swap out shield. I love the classic swap out shield too that they gave her. Kind of gives me the old fashioned. The other one that she has right there.
The old fashioned handy, yeah.
You got an option with the lasso. You got an option with some swords.
Yeah, man. 3 head sculpts. You got one with the different crowns. See the crowns?
Yeah, I see it.
Different crowns. Yeah, that's
that sauce.
I think
that's a limited version.
Prime One Red Sonja. Those are like 2. That would be 2.
Oh yeah, that one was
right next to each other.
Oh yeah, Prime One Sonja. Foo, that thing.
Bro. I love Sideshow, and they make Sideshows look like shit. And Sideshow that's a beautiful statue, but Prime One destroyed that. They absolutely murdered that statue.
Yeah, they did. I agree. Hey, Seth, it's got LEDs on it, bro. It lights up.
Yeah, it does.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it lights up. They did a great job. That base is phenomenal. I led it from head to toe. That piece is like I'm actually considering her, George.
Yeah.
Hey George, you could probably answer this question in the chat. Tin Man is asking anybody know when Mr. Freeze sold out. I'm on the wait list. Oh shit, that thing sold out like Wednesday. Wednesday or Thursday. Because I was eyeballing that also, and then I was telling my wife, I was like, I'm thinking I may get to Mr. Freeze. So then she's like, "Wow!" I'm like, "I'm going to do a review on it. I have a good feeling this thing's going to sell out." So then she's like, "All right, yeah, go ahead and do it." I go back to the site, boom, sold out. I was like, "Motherfucker!"
Yeah, I already got him, George.
You got him? All right, cool.
Yeah,
so
I got him.
Review.
Yeah, I still got them. I got Freeze. I got Hawk Girl. Hawk
George,
Girl, Freeze, and I got the Iron Studios. I only got 4 more orders with Sideshow. Is Poison Ivy, Hawk Girl, Iron Studios Daredevil,
You know what
and
it
Mr.
is, dude?
Freeze.
I mostly blame Seth for the reason why I didn't get that Mr. Freeze right away. And the reason why is because I said something about it, and Seth has got to give me shit and talking about, oh, you're getting on that hype train, aren't you? So he gives me shit, and then it makes me think. I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe I am getting on the hype train. I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this. He did that to me with the G.I. Joes. We were at some comic store, and then I'm looking at the G.I. No, I'm ordering the Snake Eyes, right? I tell him about the Snake Eyes, like, yo, look at this box. This box looks pretty dope. Seth goes, he's like, meh. So I'm looking at him, I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna order it. So I ordered one, right? So then we go to the comic store and I see all 4 there. I'm like, yo, Seth, these look pretty dope. He's like, meh. And I'm like, well, maybe it's me. I was like, maybe these things aren't that cool. So then I just, nothing about it. Then the other day I'm looking at him, he's like, yo, them G.I. Joes are pretty dope, bro. I'm like, this motherfucker. I'm like,
I'm one of those people that like to actually see it in person, and look at the box and everything and the packaging and everything before I go ahead and make any kind of rash, the decisions.
So, I mean, dude, I think with statues, it makes a lot of sense because you could definitely get catfished with statues.
I like that catfish.
I mean, it's even just like in-hand reveals. That's why I don't try unless I like really feel like I know for certain I want to pre-order that. I kind of want to wait to see it at a con, or I want to wait to see in-hand pictures or something because I've definitely been fooled before. So
that's the unfortunate part about not having the cons right now is that that was a big thing, being able to go there and seeing the prototypes in person.
Huge.
To help me decide what I was going to buy.
And then even then too, like it's like they'll decide to change something and make it like less or less something or whatever, and then like you get the bait and switch, and you're just like you get something in hand, and you're like, what the fuck did you do? You changed all the stuff I liked.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man, and that's kind of why I like Prime One Studios, XM Studios, and most of the companies that come out of Asia and Singapore. It's because those guys, they put something out, they hear the feedback, and then they're inclined to change it, for the fans. Whereas, like say Sideshow will put something out, and 9 out of 10 times they'll change it, and they don't give a shit that they change it. You're gonna buy it anyway, and that's just what it is. So
I agree. I have a good hearty mix of all 3 of those, but I have been. If you look at my pre-order, my PO list right now, it is Prime One and XM. I have like the 1 or 2 things left on. So I actually have some 1/10 scale things on Sideshow, but like I have Sideshow Gambit and God, I don't even know if I have anything else right now from them. But like Prime One and XM, I have because they also do like I don't like the modernized looks of things. So comic accurate. So I love XM and Prime One. Just the amount of detail and epicness of every statue. They just put so much effort into everything that they do. You're pretty, you're almost guaranteed a masterpiece with Prime One every time you order it. So
that's true.
Sideshow, you got to be careful with Sideshow.
And guys, also by the way, again, if you are interested in Prime One pieces, please be sure to hit up the Collector Zone and use the code MCE. You get 5% off.
I'm saying, bro. I stutter when I say shit like that. Oh, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
Man.
I feel like when I'm saying that, like I'm the Micro Machines guy from the commercial.
That's what you sound like.
Yeah, need him, got him, get ready, go to get ready.
I think that's how we should really model our show around, bro. We should really push the whole '80s thing, because all of us are '80s kids, man.
Yeah.
So
I feel like there's that common denominator for sure, man.
How old are you, Ron?
37. I'm turning 38 at the end of November.
Okay,
nice.
So
when was your birthday, bro?
We're the same age.
November 22nd.
Dude, I'm November 24th.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit.
That's what's up, bro.
We're all around the same age.
All the best people are born in November.
Yeah, man. So, yes, we're all around the same age. So it makes sense. All the stuff that we're talking about makes a lot of sense. It all makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, this has been a fun fucking episode, bro. I had a good time.
It's been a good night, baby.
Yeah, Now Junior's awake.
No,
Junior's like, yo, where'd the show go, bro?
shit, we're back.
Junior's awake. Junior's awake now. We're going to talk about POs. Oh,
he springs up. He's like, yo, let's get the train started, man. Let's do it.
Junior just caught his fourth win for the day.
Oh my god.
Cool,
It was fun, man. It was a fun night. Thank you guys. Sorry about being tired today, and
dude.
I'm gonna get some energy again sometime, dude. But
Red Bull next time.
I don't drink energy drinks.
I don't either.
I don't drink them. I don't want them. I'm okay. I do have only one cup of coffee in the morning, and that's it. I don't even have.
I do. I drink Red Bull like it's fucking going out of style.
I can't.
You really? I feel like my heart will explode if I drink.
Yeah, me too.
The only energy drink I haven't actually drank it, but me and OG Geek have witnessed other people drink it and watch the effects. Yeah, if you drink Bang, dude, that shit will fuck you up.
I had Bang once.
You guys always mention that.
Yeah,
what is it when we did what was it when we went to Florida SuperCon, Humpty OG, it was me, OG, Humpty, Jan, and just a geek from the 305 and his brother-in-law Giuliano, and we watched Humpty fucking they were giving out free samples of it, and Humpty was just fucking chugging that shit. And we're all sitting down at one point, and Humpty is just focused, he's just staring out to something in space. And we're like, bro, what's going on? He's like, nothing. He goes, I'm just really, really focused right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's just bro, it's like, come on, man. He's like, I can't move right now. He's like, I just need to sit still.
So when I went to San Diego Comic-Con, not last year, but the year before. No, last year. Last year we went to San Diego Comic-Con. I take and we do our statue video that we're gonna do. Get back to the house to go set this video up, and we have the worst internet connection that you could possibly imagine in this place. It took all motherfucking night to just load the video up onto YouTube. So Calvin was with me. Calvin brings me that Bang drink, right? And I'm there trying to edit the video and everything, and I'm drinking this shit, and I downed the whole thing. Bro, I was up straight because we had left from Florida to California that day, up all night long, stayed up until the next day, and then went back to San Diego Comic-Con, did the entire day again, and then I went to bed around 11 o'clock at night that night. So I call Seth to tell him about this shit and what I drank, and then he tells me that story. And I'm like, do I need to go to the hospital, bro? Something don't feel right.
That's what I'm saying, man. I won't fuck with that shit. I'll be the guy that drinks one Bang and fucking has a heart attack or something.
I can't do it, bro. I can't do it.
I'm not messing with that. I can't.
So you would know this, Ron. So I feel that the spokesperson for Bang should be fucking DDP.
I mean, obviously,
he'll come out and be like, "You need to drink that shit." Bang! It's Diamond Dallas Page needs to come out and be the spokesperson for.
Oh, dude, that would be. I mean, he's 25 years too late. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I mean, it was a perfect pairing with Macho Man and Slim Jim.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So it's DDP and Bang would just be the ideal situation right now.
Yeah, that really, even now. There's so many people would get that. I would mark out so bad. I would actually fucking buy one if I saw DDP on a Bang commercial. I'd risk my life for that if I saw that. So,
all right, man. All right. So it's 9:43.
I love you guys, and I'm
about ready to go. That means it is the end of the show, so let's give a shout out to everybody that's been in the chat. Thank you guys for joining us for this episode.
Thank you.
We hope you had a good time. We hope you guys have a great weekend. So yeah, all of that stuff. Have a good.
Again, we left
Stay
the link.
Safe, everyone.
Again, we left the link in the description below for Ron's channel, so make sure you guys go check him out and show him some love and support,
please.
And then, we got anything? You got anything coming up the rest of the week, or are we silent?
To us?
Yeah.
No, I already got Monday's episode shot. Got a few episodes, so we're good.
Okay.
Ron, you got anything coming out next week? You want to tell everybody about?
My hot streak is I still have a hot hand, so I have enough footage for a new hunt video, so that will be out. Might be out actually early to mid next week. So yeah, there's another hunt video coming. Yep.
Sweet.
And me and Junior are going to do a statue review as soon as another box of his comes in.
Yeah, I mean, I should be getting
then,
Generals. Yeah, General Zod and Poison Ivy should be coming in from Prime 1.
And then, Tuesday we're gonna have another hunt video, and then Thursday we're gonna do another live episode of the Hot Toys Lounge.
Nice.
What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put a poll up in the community chat with 3 different hot toys, and I'm gonna let the the subscribers vote on which one they want to see.
Am I the only one that thought something different when he said he's going to put a poll up? I was like,
It is episode 69, so who knows?
OG is saying, "Hey George, can I borrow a video? I don't have anything for next week yet."
Oh, man. Sure thing, bro. All right, man. Thanks, guys, for joining us again. Until next time, guys, keep it marvelous.
Keep it marvelous, everyone. The choo choo has left the building. Choo choo. Choo choo.
Yeah, that's better.